This is the Invincible. Not Invincible, not the Robert Kirkman superhero story that is now a TV show on Amazon, though I do like that, and I'm kind of a fan. This is the Invincible. This is much more erudite. This is based on the Polish science fiction novel by Stanisław Lem that I think is largely credited with introducing nanotechnology into sort of the science fiction zeitgeist. So, spoiler, I guess, that's probably going to be a part of this story. As I understand it, this is supposed to be, I mean, I've been hearing really good positive buzz about this game from people who've played like preview builds and things like that. So I'm really kind of excited about it. What I'm expecting from, I'm not sure what to expect from it genre-wise. I haven't really watched a lot about it. I'm just, I've heard good things, and I've also just kind of been infatuated with the Polish game industry just generally lately, getting back into cyberpunk, that sort of thing. So I'm just feeling positive and hopeful towards this game. My expectation going in is that it'll probably be maybe something like a walking simulator, just because it's based on like a classic sci-fi novel. I'm like, how action-packed can you make this? So that's my guess, but genuinely I have no idea. I guess I'm just telling you my assumptions up front to frame whatever reaction I have to what is in this game. But when I say walking simulator, by the way, that some people take that as like a pejorative. I don't. I really like a lot of games that are called walking simulators. It's a genre that I actually enjoy. So let's hit New Game and find out what this is. The Dragonfly, a small research unit of the Interplanetary Commonwealth, with a crew of 6, travels in distant regions of space. After visiting many worlds and exploring numerous planets, the research mission comes to an end. However, on the way home, there's one more task waiting for the crew. Despite the risk, astrogator Novik undertakes the extraction of a rare and extremely valuable mineral himself. Novik gets the mineral, but at the cost of a broken leg and immense pain. The astrogator's accident doesn't stop the crew from happily celebrating the end of the research cycle. It was a time of creating deep bonds and feeling unstoppable. Victorious, they set course home and go for a well-deserved rest in the hibernation chambers. If they have to sleep, it means a lot of time must be passing.
Where am I?
Oh.
My head. Meritt? Anybody?
Not to interrupt the drama, but maybe I should have done this before. Invert view. Am I looking at... Okay, I've got a helmet on. And I'm not in a cryopod or a hibernation chamber. I'm lying on the surface of a planet. And, okay, I'm responding to prompts. Both of those moves I just made were based on prompts at the bottom of the screen. Let's ask for my friends.
Hello? Is anyone there? Koval? Meritt? Hey, this is Yasna. I was just with you. And now, I don't know where I am. Or how I got here. I've got a splitting headache. Does anyone hear me? Base, do you copy? Are you there?
Okay, I can get up now.
It's probably nothing serious. No damage to the suit or bone structure. Just this headache.
Contact my crew. So can I... Oh, here we go. So I can interact with this. Okay, the controls are actually pretty similar to Soma. Right trigger to interact, moving the camera and my feet around.
Oh, bollocks!
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you anymore. My receiver worked for a moment, but now there's only silence.
So here... Okay, so lots of pointing of the camera, though. Very specific controls.
Damn it, I've lost my beacon. Where is it? I have 2 solid hectobars in the tank. That's enough for several hours.
Search for the mission log. I kind of like having this sort of like very detailed, intimate control over an object. I wonder if this is going to...
Just like I thought. Nothing. I'm on my own. The beacon can't be detected either.
So I could imagine this going a couple of ways. Like right now, this feels very scripted. Like there's only certain things I can interact with. I'm expected to do things in practically a certain order. It looks like I could do these two in any order I wanted to. I'm just wondering, you could turn this control scheme into something that is very sort of generically useful. Where I can just have a lot of freedom and do a lot of different stuff and sort of feel my way through the world that way. Or you could do a very locked down scripted. You could do one particular interaction at each point. It makes it feel a lot more linear. I genuinely have no idea which direction they're going to go, but they're giving themselves a set of tools that they could take in either direction or do a hybrid of both.
There aren't many supplies, which would suggest a quick recce. Or was it just the end of the mission?
Oh, what's that?
Let's see if the past me hasn't failed the present me. And let's hope she took notes.
Okay.
Are we on Regis 3? Doesn't ring any bells. And my crew have no way to tell me. So I report that I have no recollection of this planet. The last thing I remember... Hang on. We've closed the research cycle. We were already in hibernation. Flying back. Is my blackout a side effect of metabolic depression? That would be bizarre.
Okay.
For some reason, our crew split into 2 groups. The first one set up camp. I wonder if I was with them. Or am I on my way there?
By the way, can you hear her dialogue well enough? I tried to raise the sound a little bit, but...
Both groups landed in the same place. We took 2 landers to the surface. I don't usually do this. Maybe the first one broke.
Am I going to be using this map? I don't quite know how to follow it.
The first group explored the ocean with no biologist. That's weird. And the other one, just me, took a different route. Leading to...
Wait. Dog, needle...
Right. I was heading straight to the camp. You must be somewhere near.
Okay.
I can't just wait here. I just need to get a sense of my surroundings. Landmarks. Well done, past me. You didn't disappoint after all. Oh, I sound like... I need to stop doing this.
Okay, so... I need to... There's these rocks. Look like a dog, a needle, and a croco. That sounds like Australian slang. I'm not sure.
I'm looking for something that resembles a dog.
That looks like... Wait. Can I look back at my picture? That looks like a dog.
Bingo! I found the dog!
And then needle.
We have the first one. I need one more.
Alright, let's look for needle.
An object I called needle.
That looks like it on the left there.
Right. It resembles the eye of a needle.
Colacion suggests that maybe I'm in...
I report that I have established my position.
Interesting.
Time to hit the road.
I really like that. I like the way they've drawn these little, like, compass lines. That's pretty cool. But yeah, Colacion suggests that maybe I'm in Australia. I mean, I don't know how you would tell. Okay, and there's Krakow as well. Okay, so actually, I wasn't paying attention to what direction I think I need to walk because of what I just learned. Is there a way for me to check my notes? I mean, I guess camp was ahead and to the right from here. So it says I can sprint by holding RB. Oh, hey, a thingy.
More dropped equipment. I must have hit the ground pretty hard. A metal detector.
I like the sort of NASA punk.
Gorski, you won't be pleased. More equipment to repair. The detector's dead. Guess I shouldn't just leave it like this. Broken or not. I'm in a canyon, which doesn't make it easy to navigate. I hope the data's trustworthy and you're close by. Oh, I have something on the tracker. I assume it's no one from the crew, so perhaps it's my beacon.
All right, first I want to look at the water reservoir.
There's water on this desert planet.
Is it water, though?
Or another liquid that did not allow the biocenosis to form. Won't be easy to replenish drinking supplies. Not without tests. Filtration, as we all remember. Third rule.
What third rule?
I was about to. Already awake. Good.
My mind is still in hibernation.
My body might be awake, but my brain is still in the fridge.
I wouldn't be so sure, my dear. Clearly your sense of humor was first awake. Now, try to get up. Slowly.
Dr. Gorski doesn't look so well.
How are you holding up, Gorski? Don't get up just yet. Is it really so hard for you to remember a couple of simple rules?
I have to stretch my legs. They're numb.
Hibernation will do that. Just sit for a while.
This is like me waking up
Here.
every morning.
Take it and remember the third rule.
Yes, I know. Stay hydrated.
In small sips.
Always the first one to get up. I don't know how you do it, Meritt.
It's a matter of habit. After so many cycles of cryogenic sleep, one either gets used to it or becomes a tortoise. Koval, will you help me here?
Sure, I'm coming. This is not our system. Has anyone noticed we're in the wrong place?
Koval, it's not a good time.
Yasna, look for yourself. This is not the right planet.
You shouldn't be walking yet. Koval, could you stop it?
I'm telling you, we woke up in the wrong place.
Yes, we heard you. Enough of this, Yasna.
Crew,
Astrogator.
debating chamber in 15 minutes. This can't be good.
Guess we'll find out. But first, here, hold on to it and remember.
Okay, so I'll be recovering memories as I explore. Ah, and now I can bring up the tracker whenever I want. Alright, so I expect you to be going the other way. Oh, I love the sort of like lens flare effect, or the sort of, not really lens flare, but like the
Getting
dirt.
warmer.
The dirt on my visor is pretty cool. Ah, here we go.
Got you. I found it.
So that
Look for
clips.
me on your trackers.
Okay, back the same way I was going. I think this is probably the right direction. I don't really know. It would be terrifying to be on an alien planet and just not even know which way to walk to get anywhere. It's like, you know, on Earth, there are actually a lot of places where you could walk for days in any direction and find nothing. But most earthly places that you would find yourself, if you just keep walking in some direction, you'll run into something. But an alien planet?
Okay. Moving on.
Sounds terrifying. Like, if it was at all, like, it's the kind of thing that's only terrifying if it's real. Like, you can't get a jump scare out of that, right? But just imagining actually being in this situation. Wait, what was that? Was it just the croc? Oh, yeah, I keep seeing this little... Oh, there we go.
I think I see our ship. You're not leaving without me, are you?
Oh, that's neat. So Coalition is asking everybody whether they think that a hot dog is closer to a sandwich or a taco. I mean, I would say sandwich because it's so... Because sometimes you leave the bun joined on one side and sometimes you don't.
No time to lose.
And it doesn't make it any less a hot dog to split the bun, in which case it's definitely a sandwich. So yeah, I'd be more on the sandwich side. Though I can see the taco similarity you're talking about. Ranithcourt says the movie Jerry had a decent amount of thrillerness with Matt Damon and Casey Affleck lost in the desert. I don't think I know this movie. Jerry, huh? With a G? Okay, yeah. Usually I've at least heard of a movie. That's surprising. Was it good?
Time to go.
I really love the sort of relentless first-personness of this experience. Like, they're trying to, like, really... It's harder than it looks to make something feel good in first person. Animating a camera to act like it's part of your body. Sometimes it can just make you seasick. Sometimes it can just look fake. This is working pretty well. Oh, Codison says the movie is from 2002. Interesting. And the main thing about it was they just only called each other Jerry? Were they both actually named Jerry, or is that just a weird affectation they had?
On some planets, such storms last for several hundred days. I hope it's not one of them. If this area is volcanically active, ash outbursts and extreme temperature changes may explain the extinction of local fauna and flora. But it's all just too idyllic. There's no dust in the air.
Except
the
there.
sky is clear, and the soil looks like laterite to me. Perhaps not highly fertile, but not entirely barren.
There's an interesting suggestion there that finding life on alien planets in this world is fairly common. That, like, the surprise is that this place that could theoretically support life doesn't appear to support life. That's interesting because, like, in most, iterations of the universe that I would imagine, the surprise would be finding life. This looks more and more sketchy. So far, I haven't been pushing a lot of interaction buttons, though. You just move into things. Ooh.
I could already see the camp. Over 400 meters in a straight line. I see you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I was wondering if... Okay, it says 400 meters. I was wondering if that outer ring on my... I love these rings where it's like showing me how much I'm zooming in and the ring is rotating as I go. Having it be a physical thing too, not like it's made out of like holographic sci-fi UI. It's like a physical thing. And I can hear it sort of like clicking and whirring. I do kind of wish that as I pointed at different things, that the outer ring was doing viewfinding for me. Oh, it is. Oh, wait. If I hold the right trigger, it'll oh, it's showing me, it's pulling the focus. So it's basically auto-focusing whatever I'm looking at, and then it adjusts the distance gauge. So when I focus, oh, that's clever. Using autofocus to tell you distance. Is that how rangefinders work?
I just need to get down from here.
Like, does autofocus use range finding to find the right focal distance, or does it use something about recognizing when it's in focus to detect distance? I don't know which direction it works. There's an edge here and an edge there. This one seems like the better edge. Are they both steep slopes? Vertical drop. I'm thinking steep slope sounds safer than vertical drop. Oh, I can't just...
The escarpment is about 10 meters high. Looks like I could slide down.
Let's do it.
All right. I want to see you as soon as possible. I'll take a chance. Shit. Oh, phew. Oh, that was less than ideal.
I like that was
I'm
hard.
Okay. The suit's fine too.
Like, the game is doing a lot of subtly setting your expectations about the kind of story you're in and the kind of world you're in. Like, you know, the implication that you always find life on planets that could support it, or the implication that, you know, basically saying that a slide down a slope like that, there's a lot of video game... Whoa. A lot of video game characters for whom a slope like that is absolutely nothing. Maybe I should wait. Yikes, this is loud. So, La Coalición suggests that watching this in 360p, it looks like I'm exploring the surface of a giant cookie. It's a very dusty cookie. Someone must have dropped it on the ground. Wait, what? Did I black out? Or is that just cinematic? What was that? That was a very loud noise.
What happened? Where?
Okay.
I was heading
to camp.
Impossible. I'm much closer to my destination.
Am
I
I?
must have walked for some time. But I don't remember it. Did I black out again?
Was that dust, or is there something nefarious going on in that cloud?
Send a hopper closer to the camp. Find a place to land. I need to get back to Dragonfly as soon as possible. Go to the infirmary and do a full set of tests on myself.
Okay, so it looks like I want to be up here on this ledge, but I don't think I can get there. How did we ever get up there to that campsite? Okay, that was a text from Milo. I'm curious what it says. Oh, Milo's telling everyone that he's transformed our house into Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Parlor in real life. he's been asking me to cut out pictures of characters and props from Five Nights at Freddy yesterday and today, and he's covered the house with them. He's also put a Freddy Fazbear sign on our front door. Can I do this? This feels like something I'm supposed to fall off. What is this song she's singing?
All my legs are heavy. The film is not inviting. Legs become too heavy.
It looks like I'm still trying to wake up from hibernation. Oh, yikes. Wow, I'm actually kind of impressed.
Regis' third satellite.
All right. Oh, flashback.
Astrogator, sir. Crew,
Dr. Gorski, right on time. Any updates?
we have a set of data from the near-surface probe.
Great. How's the activity?
0, 0, and 2.
So, less than nothing. Atmosphere?
Nitrogen, 78%. Argon, 2%. Carbon dioxide, 0. Methane, 4%. The rest is oxygen.
Wait, that's 16%. With oxygen concentration as such, there should be life. At least some microbes, and yet we have detected no traces.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Let's finish with the probe readings first. Air radioactivity?
It's virtually 0.
The word of paradise. No radioactivity, no endospores, no bacteria, no mold, no viruses, nothing.
Just the oxygen. If there were no living organisms on the continent, there shouldn't be this much of it.
What if life develops on some other continents here?
No, I doubt it. Insulation outside the equatorial zone is weak. You don't see how thick the polar ice caps are, Doctor. I can guarantee a minimum of 5 miles of ice sheet, potentially 6.
That's true. There's more chance of something in the ocean. Some seaweed, algae. But why didn't life migrate to the land?
Could be because of hard radiation.
I don't think so. According to the probe readings, the ground activity is exceptionally low for this part of the galaxy.
I wonder if some special kind of drought-intolerant evolution occurred here. That would at least explain some of the abnormalities.
Anyway, we'll have to take a look under the water. First, it would be good to know what time frame we're working with. Meritt, do you have the geological analyses?
It's a bit too early for mature conclusions, but this planet looks old to me.
What's
Such a fossilized egg must be at least 6 billion years old. Besides, the sun's seen better days too. It's almost a red dwarf.
Any rare resources, forms, creatures?
We can't expect such detailed data, sir. Not from this distance.
Yes, we would have to explore the surface.
Astrogator, what exactly are we looking for?
The value of this planet. For now, it may seem like the pinnacle of nonsense, but I assure you that Regis 3 is not without worth.
He's got very wet hair.
With all due respect, Astrogator, I have the impression you're not telling us everything.
As always, Dr. Koval, your instincts are correct. Please forgive my reticence. My goal was to maintain unimpeded research neutrality. There is indeed a very important factor of interest in this planet. The Alliance.
The Alliance?
The Alliance?
Correct.
What do they have to do with it?
Well, they've sent their most powerful unit here.
But to our best knowledge, Condor's traversing a distant quadrant.
Well, I'm not talking about the Condor.
So, the Invincible.
Good guess, Doctor. A steel behemoth with the power to produce billions of kilowatts in a split second, converting it into energy fields that no material body can penetrate, concentrating it into destructive rays as hot as stars that can reduce a mountain range to dust or evaporate an ocean, together with its crew of almost 100 men, professionals that are neither better nor worse than us.
Well, I dare to say we're better trained, Astrogator. They are, however, unquestionable masters of propaganda.
I know that some accomplishments they brag about are very much far-fetched, but the capabilities of the Invincible are not subject to doubt. And we as the scientific body should sever ourselves from the emotional and symbolic facade. In other words, we cannot ignore facts just because we don't like them, Mr. Koval.
All right. But where do we stand in all this, together with our, may I say, not quite as numerous staff?
Despite our modest forces, we still have a chance to gain a critical advantage over the Alliance, while avoiding confrontation.
Okay. And how would we do that?
Simple. We leave this planet before the Invincible arrives here.
Which is when, exactly?
Well, they're still far away.
Astrogator, please, how much time do we have to conduct safe research?
13 days.
There's no time to lose, then.
I appreciate your eagerness, Koval. Dr. Crouter, do we need full gear?
Definitely. Also, I caution you against taking off your helmets for a prolonged duration. This amount of methane is not neutral. Breathing the local atmosphere will lead to saturation drop, and you may start showing symptoms of mild brain damage, feel stupefied. But don't worry, not before an hour or even a couple of hours.
I see. Dr. Gorski, will you program Artie to collect samples?
Of course.
Meritt, Crouter, please prepare for the surface. Koval, you two. You're leaving early in the morning.
And what about me?
You're staying on board, Doctor.
But Astrogator...
This is not up for debate. I need you here. As you well know, there's not much work to do for a biologist on Regis 3, if any.
So I'm not supposed to be here at all.
Well, if I was ordered to stay, what the hell am I doing here?
I had to push the stick towards the cliff in order to get up, which was kind of weird. So Orathaus in the chat is talking about Starfield. He was asking me earlier if I've finished it, and I have. He asked if I particularly liked the sort of the rundown at the end of the game. He's talking about like sort of the breakdown of my choices and their consequences, and I said that I liked it. I generally am a sucker for that kind of thing in video games. Actually, the thing that actually, you know, people were annoyed for a lot of reasons at Bethesda when they first took over the Fallout franchise.
Oh, thank goodness. Not everyone's in the field.
I was pretty comfortable with it. Just, I mean, it wasn't like Fallout 1 or Fallout 2. It was a Bethesda game, but I like Bethesda games for their own reasons, so I wasn't annoyed at that. But the one thing that I felt was missing at the end was I didn't get, at the end of Fallout 3, I didn't get as detailed a rundown of the consequences of my decisions as I'd intended. And similarly, the end of Mass Effect 3, kind of invalidated a lot of the choices that I had made, so there was no rundown to do because the final choices were so overwhelming.
This is Dr. Yasna reporting. Do you copy? I'm entering the campgrounds.
They were so overwhelming that most of the choices I had made before just weren't relevant anymore. And so for me, I think one of the best things you can do in a game that is all about like branching narrative and, you know, making choices that are supposed to feel like they matter is to give you that kind of rundown, like really sort of like summarize for the player, this is the impact you have. And Fallout 1 and 2 were very good at doing that. And so I love games that follow that tradition. And Starfield did okay at...
Is anyone out
whoa,
there?
some kind of robot.
It's just an androbot.
By the way, one thing I really appreciate about this game is how hard the science fiction is. Like, you were listening to them talking about the planet. Everything they were talking about felt very like somebody's thought this through. Like, the atmosphere of this planet. You know, it sounds like it's got pretty normal Earth-like air pressure. You can take your helmet off. And it's got enough oxygen. I mean, I think, you know, we're accustomed to breathing 21, 22% oxygen in our atmosphere. This is 16, but it's, you know, it's like breathing at the top of a mountain or something like that. You can do it. But then over the course of hours, methane will build up in your system. And I like that. It kind of reminds me a little bit of one of my favorite science fiction movies in recent years, Prospect, which is, it was Pedro Pascal and, I forgot her name. I think it's Sophia something. She was in Book of Boba Fett, but she was also got more lauded for her work in Yellow Jackets. But she's a really fun actress too. But they're both, you know, playing characters who were on an alien planet where people wore spacesuits but kind of didn't have to, because like people were living on the planet with just like heavy tents, not like pressurized, habitats or something like that. They just had sort of big heavy doors in their tents and like atmosphere generators. You get the sense that there's like the atmosphere is almost breathable, but just not quite, or maybe there's toxins in it that you don't want to breathe all the time. And so most people who were newcomers would wear spacesuits, but other people would get by on a lot less. And there's something about that, about like not just sort of like going with, oh, well, stereotypically this is what you do in space, and this is how space works. Like thinking through the details of how in different environments you'd need different things. I don't know, it just feels like they put a lot of thought into this world, the way that a hard sci-fi author like Stanislav Lem would. And I think that's cool. And not a lot of video games really take settings like this that seriously. A lot of them just sort of run with the tropes and that's it. And so having a game take that stuff seriously it's refreshing.
Androbot. Androbot, follow my instructions. Androbot?
Gorski.
Dr. Gorski, have you made changes to the Androbot's algorithms without telling anyone? Again? Well, never mind.
Get in here. Yeah, a tiny little plastic airlock. Oh, hey, a person.
Oh, Dr. Crouter. Didn't you hear me earlier? Doctor. Is everything all right?
This is my future.
Doctor, please, look at me. I report that I've located Dr. Crouter. He's in bad shape. I'm going to examine him now. Hello, anyone there? I repeat, Crouter is in a serious condition.
So Raneth Court is, of course, making the joke that that it's appropriate to find a movie, another show, in which Pedro Pascal is reluctantly guiding a child to safety. That does seem to have become his thing. Reginelli wants to know what movie I was talking about. Prospect is what it's called. It was an independent movie, and it came out before the pandemic when people actually went to theaters. But it had a very small, limited theatrical run. But they identified me accurately as dead center in the audience for a movie like that, and so I got spammed with Facebook ads for it, and so that's why I went. It was a very limited run, but I went and saw it in the theater, and I was glad that I did. I think it's available on streaming somewhere now. It similarly has a very sort of NASA punk vibe to it. I really like the idea that you would want to have big, chunky technology in space, because even though we can manufacture very slim, highly intricate, like things like our phones are so incredibly intricate. You would imagine that people who have gone to space would have stuff like that, but I love it when people in space are depicted as having like 50s era looking technology. But I think there's a good reason for it, a good justification, which is when you're in space, you can't call a repair person. Like, everything that you're using has to be something that you can crack open and fix yourself if you have to. There's no buying replacements. There's no going to the store. There's nothing. And so, like, a world like Firefly, too, where it's like, a lot of places just have very low technology. Don't even try to be high-tech, except for the spaceship that gets them there. Again, you don't have local industry that can provide you with replacement parts and stuff. So you want to rely as little on high technology as you can when you're that far from Earth. Okay, so what can I do with this guy?
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Astrogator.
Finally. I've been listening to you for 2 hours now.
My
Nice.
receiver is dead.
No need to explain yourself, Doctor. I know everything. The transmitter was still working, so I heard your reports. Glad you didn't lose your head.
Wait, please. I need to reconnect.
Reconnect?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Copy you, Doctor. Loud and clear, but to the point. As I understand it, there's only Dr. Crouter at the camp, and he's not well. What happened to him?
I was just about to examine him. Dr. Crouter, please don't be startled. I need to take your hand. Temperature normal. Pulse 2. O2 saturation is fine. There's nothing physically wrong with the doctor.
I just love these very simple old school dials. I mean, I assume this must be intentionally like far in the future, but everything on their body and everything in their kit feels like it could have been made in the 1960s.
His pupils respond properly. Look at my finger. No delay in reactions.
Yet no response to verbal communication.
None.
Confusions, Doctor?
Both mental illness and serious bodily injury could contribute to this condition. However, he wasn't suffering from any disorders. There's nothing wrong with him physically. Epileptic seizure and chronic diseases can also be ruled out.
So what? He's just fine?
On the contrary, something is very wrong with him and I can't figure out what. Which is even more worrying.
I'll prepare the infirmary. But first things first, Lander. We need to get you all on board. Everyone, not just Dr. Crouter.
Couldn't we just evacuate him right away?
If it were that easy, I would have sent the hopper long ago. Please look for the mission log. It should include crucial data about the crew's activities. We have 3 more people to find, and you still need to designate a place for the landing.
All right, so Coalition, I think you might be picking up on a clue. So Coalition is pointing out that him having his canteen right next to him and the game having made a big deal of me finding my canteen and me commenting on what appeared to be water in the environment. And there's supposed to be living things in the water, but nothing living on land. All of that discussion does seem to suggest that maybe the water might be an explanation. I'd be surprised if they were drinking local water, though. I mean, it seemed like they would have put a lot of effort into testing water if they were going to drink local stuff. Though I guess, again, the novel this is based on is famous for introducing nanotechnology into the zeitgeist. It could be that, how do you test water? There's specific things you're looking for. You do chemical tests to find specific things that could be bad with the water. If there's something in there that is outlandish that you would never test for, you could just start drinking water thinking it's perfectly safe, and there could be something weird in there.
Hello? Anyone else here? I found Dr. Crouter.
Oh, what's this? So sorry for the dinging. Milo is having random
It's not
silly
a mission log, but
arguments with his sisters.
Dr. Crouter kept records. Meticulous as always.
What's in there?
So sorry, my phone is just dinging off the hook because Milo's decided to have a weird argument with his sisters for fun. It's all joking. Nobody's actually mad at each other, but he's sending constant texts. And unfortunately, when I'm streaming, it's very easy for me to miss out on important things going on in the family. So I try to keep my phone, noisy so that I notice it. And of course, Milo's just picked this time to be just sending endless texts to our family group chat. So hopefully it's not too annoying. Hopefully you're not all just checking your own phones constantly. Initial analysis of the samples revealed nickel, iron, manganese, beryllium, and titanium in the composition. I give a lot to understand what it actually is. Quick theory: a giant nickel-iron meteor splashed into the atmosphere of Regis 3, melting its surface millions of years ago. No, wait, scratch that. The shape of the structures contradicts it.
Dr. Gorski has moved away from the research sector to the west.
Ah, that's right. You followed those deposits of metal.
Metal? That's why we have detectors.
Correct.
Mine died, but Crouter had one as well, didn't he?
Like everyone in the crew, Doctor.
Okay, so there's some structures over here, but it looks like we've already talked about those.
The most important thing is probably the landing coordinates. BA 2316.
Noting. 316. Excellent. I'm uploading the data. starting calibration. Are you looking for the detector?
Yeah, just a sec.
Looks like it's right here.
Got it.
Please make sure it works.
Oh, that's neat. I love that. Little tiny vector graphics screen in my hand.
Okay, checked. I'm leaving the tent.
Am I, though? I haven't been in here yet. Oh, wait. This isn't in. This is out.
All right, now for the robot.
It's unresponsive.
Yes, I know. I'm currently trying to establish a connection.
Can I help somehow?
You must look for the others, Doctor. I'll take care of this myself. Get the tin head back on its feet remotely. And secure Crouter. I have everything I need. Just...
Is something wrong with the connection, sir?
It's not working. I'm not sure why. There's a relay transmitter in the camp, so the signal should be strong enough.
A relay? Huh.
Yasna, what are you up to?
One sec. I'm looking for it.
What about the rest of the crew? You're gonna make them wait?
Right, the others. With no time to lose.
Exactly.
Kind of want to know what's in here,
All right,
though.
you tin bastard.
Fish? Why can't I interact with the fish? Okay, well, apparently this is the fish's tent. I really like these little airlocks. Like, they're not what you would use if there was like a major pressure differential you're having to deal with. But if the pressure is just normal and the atmosphere is only harmful on the scale of, months, basically you could maintain positive pressure inside. Like if you had like an oxygen, like an O2 generator or whatever, you could maintain positive pressure inside the tent, and so every time you open this, air flows out and it doesn't flow in, so you don't end up with a lot of methane building up inside. Okay, so
Yasna, focus. What now?
it looks like that's trying to get my attention over there. I genuinely can't tell what direction they want me to go from the map, but they've done a good job of capturing my eye up here.
Once more. Status? Damn piece of junk.
Oh, so I can look at my map. Okay, so all I'm doing is... Oh, is this where I am? Oh, wait a minute. So are the left... I've been trying to interact with these, and... Okay, I keep turning the page. I want to do something besides turn the page. Please stop turning the page. Why does every interaction mean turning the page? Oh, I get it. Okay, for a second I thought I didn't understand what it meant. Okay, so yeah, the only interaction I have with this is to turn the page. Everything I point to, all I'm doing is choosing what page to turn to. So when I go to the upper left corner, I'm going to the overall map.
Oh, there's no time.
And then when I select a sector, I turn to the page that's that sector. And that shows me here. Got it. Okay, it took me a minute to figure out how this was working. I love that this is a paper map, which means that, like, on one level, it was harder for me to get what was going on because I'm used to maps that I could just sort of, like, navigate around like, it's a screen. But the fact that it's a paper map across multiple pages, which is so, like, 60s era tech. I love it. Like, that means that like, when I'm navigating around, yeah, wow. It's almost like trying to use a Thomas guide. I've got a Thomas guide. This is a Thomas guide simulator. Okay, so it looks like I'm facing the right direction to get to the landing area. Do I want to go that way? Or out here? Let's start by going out here.
I'm still here, if you're wondering. I found the area marked by Dr. Crouter. There's no one around.
What do you think? Can we land the hopper safely here?
I think so. Solid ground, a large flat area. We won't find a better place.
Entry point? Will it be 50 meters? Air accessibility is paramount.
Yes, it's relatively clean. You can send Hopper, sir.
They're going to send the guy from Stranger Things? So yeah, Coalition made the observation earlier that this is definitely in the walking simulator genre. Again, not an insult. Just, I mean, the name of the genre is meant to be a little tongue-in-cheek. I feel like I see something a little bright over here. I want to see what it is. It is meant to be tongue-in-cheek, like many other things in the game industry. Or, you know, they're kind of jokes at their heart. But this is a type of game. It's got a lot of merit to it. A lot of really good games have been in this genre. Wait, okay. Can I... Maybe that's the way down.
Status?
Nothing's changed, Astrogator.
Understood.
Okay, it's not letting me go down that way. Why not? Do I have to comment on that first?
Oh, damn! I seem to have gone too far. I can see the field markings that Dr. Gorski left behind, and haven't found anyone yet.
They all may have left the area as well. But before you move on, make sure to check the whole perimeter.
As long as I'm here, let's see if I can spot someone in the distance.
Right.
Okay, so they're not letting me go down here yet, because there's something else in this area I'm supposed
Anything
to find.
interesting?
They did a good job of justifying that to me. Like, because it could feel arbitrary not letting me move on, but if I've got a mission to find something in particular and they want to be thorough, that is a justification for making me stick around.
I'm entering the research area. Clear for now.
Tracker?
Silent. By the way, what did they find here?
Oh, right. You don't remember. A piece of metal sticking out of the ground. Sounds inconspicuous, but in this desert environment, it's a phenomenon.
It's here. I can see the structure. I'm in the right place.
Understood. Please continue.
Got someone. I'm following the signal.
So Coalition points out that we have been doing this for about an hour. I think a little less.
Huh. There's something on the ground.
And so whatever discovery we make here, and we'll deal with that in its aftermath, and then we'll probably break the episode. What is this?
It's a journal.
We must focus on both water chemistry testing and geological drilling. That water thing, seeming like a real deal.
Cross-section? Measurements? These are Meritt's notes. She must be somewhere close.
Please search the entire area thoroughly.
Cosmos Solidarity Alliance. Interplanetary Commonwealth Headquarters, Space Division, Solar System. Dear Dr. Meritt, this is in response to the latest interplanetary conference. We'd like to offer you a promotion in the future expedition Obelisk 03 as an astrogator. Your skills and overall performance in previous missions prove to us your readiness to take the next step in the space journey. We would be delighted to receive your response as soon as you're back from your current mission. Sincerely, General Perxard, Commanding Officer, Space Division. This says Cosmos Solidarity Alliance. Wasn't that the people we were considering a threat? Wasn't the Alliance like we're the Commonwealth and they're the Alliance, right? Is that meaningful? Okay, so it looks like up there.
I think I know where I can find her.
Ooh, neat geyser. So looks like, yeah, that's the way up is probably over there. So Coalition is reacting to the potential for space communists. Coalition is suggesting that he thinks I might have missed something in that journal. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. I thought, if I skipped something, I thought that it was just turning the page back or something, but maybe I did miss something
The
important.
signal's coming from a castle backpack.
That's concerning.
All right, can't interact with it. Oh crap! Oh wow!
She's here.
Well hidden.
Found her.
What's her condition?
Meritt! Meritt! Wake up! Wake up! Do you hear me?
Dr. Meritt?
No. No vital
here.
functions.
What's
I
going
need
on?
to. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2. Don't do this to me, Meritt. Don't. Please. Nothing. Lift up. Meritt. Thank you.
Doctor. Yasna.
No.
That's enough. Enough.
Meritt. Astrogator. She's.
I know. Doctor. Yasna. We have to find the others.
Please give me a minute.
Of course.
I guess they do such a good job of closing your eyes in a way that looks like closing your eyes. It's bizarre that I don't think I've ever seen it done that well.
Everything will be fine. All fine. Cover's next.
Yes, I think so. You should be close.
Okay, I'm here. I found Meritt, and then are we expecting? I don't know where to search. Maybe we're gonna go down that slope that we saw before. In fact, let's get there and then let's
Do you
wrap
think-
this up.
Cover.
Let's not assume the worst. You'll find it, Doctor. Alive. I'm sure about that.
Someone's here.
Wait, was Koval here the whole
no.
time?
Yasna, status. Yasna.
He's Koval. He's also. Don't do this to me. No. Ah. You're alive. Did you hear that, sir? Koval's alive.
I didn't doubt it for a second, Doctor. What's his current state?
Checking. Parameters normal, yet he's completely unresponsive. Koval. His eyes are so empty. Just like Crouter's. Koval, what the hell is wrong with you?
Are all the symptoms the same as Dr. Crouter's?
He's calm. Calmer.
Well, at least he's alive. Now listen to me, Yasna. The lander is on its way, but before you get Dr. Koval on board, I want you to do something. Yasna,
I'm listening.
please look around for his journal.
Oh, whoa.
It's everywhere. In pieces.
Not good. Koval was in radio contact with Dr. Gorski.
Taking notes.
That's exactly why it's so important. These notes may help us find our man.
I'll go over them. But it may take a while.
So this guy just likes drawing robots and everything?
Huh.
Have you found it?
No, it's nothing about Dr. Gorski. Found them. Surprisingly accurate. He wrote down Gorski's every step.
Great. Let's get Koval to the evacuation area. Can you carry him, Doctor?
Won't be pretty hard in 1G. But the gravity here should make things a tad easier.
I know, the way we've been huffing and puffing every time we climb something, I assumed that the gravity was Earth normal. So I didn't say out loud the previous note mentioned that there was life on the planet, and he thought that I would be thrilled, because I'm the biologist. Now this says, the structures branch underground. Gorski checks the right branch. Massive vertical exhibit, it protrudes above the surface. Water tank, underground structures. Biggest one yet, inside hill. Water tank, huh? Visible from point 4. So there's an underground water tank here. Again, could water be part of the problem?
Got him.
Was that the lander?
When you're there, put Dr. Koval in the seat. I'll connect to the Androbot through the lander's antenna.
Haven't you rebooted yet?
No, not quite. But it will work now.
The lander's already descending. Damn. I have a bad feeling. It won't break into pieces, right?
The descent is proceeding smoothly. Don't worry.
Okay, I thought I was going to quit when we found Meritt, but this feels like an important achievement to finish.
What could have led to all this? Crouter, our dear Meritt, now Koval, an unprecedented degradation of equipment, recurring connectivity issues. It all has to be related somehow. On the other hand, how could it be? There's not much on this planet. Primitive life forms in the ocean, metal deposits in the ground. Although the latter got Dr. Gorski's interest for some reason.
It's crazy how everything's falling apart here. I don't know. Maybe we're dealing with some kind of anomaly. An atmospheric or magnetic phenomenon.
Wouldn't something like that show on the charts? All those measurements Gorski took?
I remember. Maybe he made a mistake.
I like the heat rising off this thing. So I'm wondering, like, could we be losing a lot of time? Like, when we lose time, could we be losing tons of it? Somehow being kept alive while things have a lot of time to degrade around us? I love how tired this depicts me being. It's like strapping my kid in.
See you up there.
Am I gonna ride up? No, guess not. Should I go get the other guy?
Gorski's left. He might have made it quite far.
Agreed. Everything points to it.
I don't know how long I'll be looking for him. It might take hours before I come back.
We also don't know Gorski's condition, nor what he's going through.
And Dr. Crouter doesn't. I have to go back for him.
There's no need. I just regained control of the Androbot, so please leave it to me. I'll carry him as well as the Dr. Meritt's body. In the meantime, please focus on finding Gorski.
All right, so we've got a new quest. I just saw the little save icon on the bottom of the screen, which means this is probably the best time to take a break. So I'm not sure if I want to just continue with this on my own. Like, walking simulator games, there's a lot of games out there where it's mostly just about the systems and the mechanics and the action. And I feel really good sort of streaming those kinds of games because the real experience is getting into the action and like playing the game yourself. Games like this where it's mostly about exploring the story, I feel a little bit less comfortable streaming a whole lot of, just because I don't want to invalidate the reason to check the game out yourself. So if you want me to go a little bit further, leave a comment below. But otherwise, this will probably be my last, my only stream of this game. But it's really cool. It's a really well done walking simulator, and I love that kind of thing. So I'm interested in seeing what happens next.
Status? What's new?
Well, nothing really. At least not in the last 5 seconds.